What's up, everybody? I'm here to talk about the NBA draft today. Which is kind of on Thursday. And this draft is really it's different than other drafts we've seen in the past, where we've had drafts where the number one pick was pretty much a lock, like Kyrie Irving, John Wall, both of who everyone knew they were going first. But now it's like no one really knows who's going to go first, and it's a lot of different people that are up for the number one pick. Um, I'm just going to go through my mock draft through the lottery, and then I'll talk about it afterwards. So the first pick, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers selecting Nerlens Noel, center from Kentucky. Second pick, the Magic selecting Victor Oladipo, guard from Indiana. Wizards selecting Otto Porter, forward from Georgetown. Fourth pick, the Bobcats selecting Mclemore from Kansas, a guard. Fifth pick, I have the Suns selecting Alex Len, center from Maryland. Sixth pick, the Pelicans selecting Trey Burke, guard from Michigan. Seventh pick, Anthony Bennett, forward from UNLV. Eighth pick, the Detroit Pistons selecting Michael Carter-Williams, guard from Syracuse. Ninth pick, Timberwolves selecting CJ McCollum, guard from Lehigh. 10th pick, Trailblazers selecting Cody Zeller, forward from Indiana. 11th pick, the Philadelphia 76ers selecting Steven Adams, center from Pittsburgh. 12th pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder selecting Shabazz Muhammad, forward from UCLA. 13th pick, the Mavericks selecting Rudy Gobert, center from France. And 14th pick, the Jazz selecting Shane Larkin from Miami. Now, about the number one pick, a lot of people are saying the Cavs select Alex Len maybe, and maybe even Victor Oladipo. I think that's all just talk. I think that Nerlens Noel is really, maybe not the most athletic player in the draft. That might be Victor Oladipo, but fitting into the Cavaliers' play style, they need a big man. And honestly, if they weren't going to choose Nerlens Noel, they'd probably go for Otto Porter. I just don't see Alex Len going with the first pick. Nerlens Noel is, he's a big guy. He's not big as in like very heavy, but he's tall. He's much more athletic than Alex Len is. A lot of people are saying that Alex Len's a lot better offensively. I don't know if that's true. People are saying that, but Alex Len had about 14 points a game at Maryland, and Nerlens Noel had 10 points. But Nerlens Noel is a better rebounder, better shot blocker than Len. I'm not taking away from Len. Len is 7 foot tall, and honestly might go with the first pick. But I'm just saying, if I was the Cavs, I'd choose Nerlens Noel. I'd be patient. He's going to come along. I think he'll be one of the best players from this draft. The second pick, the Magic, that pick can really just, whoever they choose there, that can really just mess up the entire draft order. They have a lot of options with that pick. Nerlens Noel could be available there if the Cavaliers go with Alex Len or Porter. Mclemore is a favorite for that pick. Victor Oladipo and Trey Burke are very much in it to get the second pick for the Magic. They need a new guard. They need a new guy running the show there. Obviously, since Dwight Howard's left, they've been on a slump, and obviously we're the worst team in the NBA this year. So I think they'll end up getting Victor Oladipo. I think Oladipo proved that he's the best shooting guard in college basketball this year over Mclemore. Mclemore is a year younger than him, which might make people pick him over Oladipo. But I think he's a more solid pick. He's a hard worker. He's more athletic than Mclemore. Mclemore's a better shooter. I think it'll come down to them two. Also, very well might be Trey Burke. Trey Burke would be an excellent pick for the Magic as well. I think Trey Burke's going to be the Rookie of the Year and probably the best player from this draft. But people are worried about his size. And Victor Oladipo and Mclemore are taller than him. So you'd think that they'd choose one of them instead of Burke, just to be safe. And I agree. Oladipo and Porter are the two safest picks in this draft. Both of them are hard workers. They don't have injuries like Len and Noel and even Anthony Bennett. And they proved that they're good players in college. So they obviously have skill and they're not injured. So teams might like that. Otto Porter for the Wizards. That's a great pick for them. They might choose Nerlens Noel if he's still available in the third pick, but Porter or Noel both fill in for all the things that the Wizards need. I mean, they have John Wall and Bradley Beal in their backcourt already. With the addition to Otto Porter at the small forward spot, and that could be if you say a small forward's in the backcourt, that would be a very young backcourt that has the potential to be really good in a couple of years. But Noel would also be a great choice. They lack a lot of skilled big men. I don't know if the Wizards would take that risk if they can just get Porter. Porter would be the safer pick, but I think Noel probably be a better player than Porter in a couple of years. So we'll see what the Wizards do with that. I mean, no question, if Noel's gone and Porter's available, they're taking Porter. So we'll see how that goes. The Bobcats, I think, will either go with – I think Bobcats will go with Ben Mclemore. I think they could go with Alex Len, but I don't know. Ben Mclemore has more talent. He can help. He's a playmaker also. And when Alex Len's, he's a big guy. Suns taking Alex Len. The Pelicans taking Trey Burke. That's a great pick for them as well with Austin Rivers in the backcourt already. We'll see if they do that. If Trey Burke's still available and they choose Trey Burke, we'll see what they do with Grievous Vasquez, their point guard right now. Vasquez is also a very young guard who's proven that he improved a lot from last season. He put up about 12 points this year, 9 assists, which is really good. So we'll see what they do with Vasquez. If they choose Burke, they might trade him, and they can get. A lot of teams would want a guard like Vasquez on their team. He's one of the most underrated players in the league. Trey Burke, I think, probably be better than Vasquez, so I think the Pelicans would probably be better off of Burke. The Kings choosing Anthony Bennett. The Pistons, they need a new point guard. Obviously, if Trey Burke's available, they'll get Trey Burke, but Michael Carter-Williams, second best point guard in the draft. He's a very tall guard, which gives him a huge upside. Arguably better than Trey Burke, better prospect than Trey Burke, but I mean Trey Burke is definitely the most skilled guard in the draft. CJ McCollum going to the Timberwolves. Cody Zeller going to the Trailblazers. Now Cody Zeller could jump up in this draft. A lot of people his draft stock declined a lot after the Syracuse game. He got destroyed in that game. I don't really see why he's dropped so much. I mean, you talk about like Anthony Bennett and like Alex Len, like they weren't even there in Nerlens Noel. They weren't even in the Sweet 16 to begin with. That's like saying like Cody Zeller would be better off just losing in the round of 32, and then his draft stock wouldn't be as high, wouldn't be as low. I mean, so I think Cody Zeller could jump up. I think he could go to the Kings at 7, and even if he might go before Len for like a big man spot, but I think people will play it safe and go with Len since they just know he's so tall and has the potential to be good. Steven Adams his draft stock has rose a lot, going at 11 for the 76ers. I think he'll probably stick around there, maybe drop a little bit, but I think he'll go around 10 to 15. Now Shabazz Muhammad, he's obviously he's had a lot of problems, but I think he'll end up being fine in the pros. I think he'll be a solid player, not anything special, but I think the Thunder, especially after losing James Harden, if he lives up to like the hype he had in high school, Shabazz, he could be like a James Harden type player and fill in that role that they're missing. If they need to get back a third star on their team if they want to compete with the Heat or even the Pacers, the Spurs, all the Bulls, all the teams that are coming up in the league. They need to get a third guy if they want to be able to, win a championship. That would be their best chance if they could get another star with Durant and Westbrook. I think Shabazz would be perfect there. I mean, if not Shabazz, then maybe like Cody Zeller if he's still around to get a big guy. But I think Shabazz would really fill in the small forward spot that they're missing with James Harden. The Mavs taking Rudy, Gobert, and then Shane Larkin. Man, Shane Larkin, I think, will be a steal in this draft. I know he's small, so is Trey Burke. Not many, and people are saying, they're small, they're not going to be good in the NBA. But you have to realize there weren't any 6-foot college players that really dominated either. So that's why there haven't been any 6-foot players in the NBA that have dominated. Shane Larkin's going to be a pretty solid guard in the league. He should definitely help the Jazz out if they draft him. He might drop out of the lottery. There's a good chance he will, but I think whoever gets him, that would be a steal for them. And yeah, there's your draft, mock draft. Thanks for watching.